Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Give It Since 92. Give you guys the latest on music and entertainment news and inspiration advice from me. The Queen is back at it as always. Now I had to do this video because of course she's one of my favorite artists, period. Aaliyah. Now my last video I said that Mudan Two Sons, they will be unveiling her wax figure, and they did a couple days ago. So I finally got to see the wax figure, and I must say, as an honest fan, they did a great job. It's so beautiful. They did the tribute for the Try Again video, which is one of my favorite videos. It's one of my favorite Aaliyah records, period. And it just goes to show you that Aaliyah is still relevant today. And it's such amazing that, like, after all these years, even when Aaliyah had to go, her legacy still carries on. Her fans were ride or dies. We have always been there for her, baby girl. So this is such a very a touching moment, a celebration, of her life, her legacy, what she, represented in music, in culture, in the arts. So Aaliyah's wax figure, it's really good. I think that they did a great job, like with her, like the body position, the aesthetic. They took a lot of time and effort. One thing I can say about art, as artists, we must take our time and we must put in the best quality of work, period. Because I can look at this wax figure and how it was done, like precise, the execution, the way how they really captivated Aaliyah, what she looked like in real life. And it does look like, in real life, I mean, looking at it from afar, I'm like, whoa, it does look like a real life Aaliyah, but we know it's like out of wax figure instead. So I really love, like, they really meant what they said. They said, hey, we've made this Aaliyah wax figure. The fans, let the fans know, let her family know. And I know her brother Rashad, I know he is so proud, he is so honored, because hey, that was his baby sister. He knew her, he'd been around her. So it's like her, like, she still has like that, strong presence today. People know who she is. And like I said in my last video, and I've been, supporting Aaliyah ever since I was little. I've been a fan since day one, so I already know what's up. So it's really great to see that Aaliyah, she's still getting recognized for her talent, her music, etc. I think this is a really like well done piece. It really captured like everything about Aaliyah, her aura, her presence, her beauty, her talent, just everything. This was a great job by Mudan Two Sons, and I would love to see them do more works of like other artists that have like, had to go, and in the future, because this really, like I said, I have to be honest, out of everything else about Aaliyah that has been done right, like I said, I talk about the makeup line, the MAC Cosmetics, that was great. This wax figure, it's an icing on the cake. Also, there's some other things that I feel like as a fan needs to be done too, like more, promotion, just more like acknowledgement of Ali's career, her music, her legacy. I would like to see, what I would say, I think the fans said that we want to see her music on streaming platforms like everywhere, so people can have access to it. And also, like I said, I would love to have a biopic done the right way, okay? But that's going to be a different story. That's going to be a different video. But I also think that right now we're humble, we're grateful, and this is all we got right now. So this is really great. They did a great job. I can't be mad. My expectations, they are satisfied. I think that this is great. This is really good. And really, it's like for Aaliyah to like still, be that influential in today's music climate, from like upcoming artists, artists that had grew up with her, artists that were alongside her. Even though she's not here, her influence and her presence is still alive. So I like how Aaliyah pretty much is like still that chick today. Um, and as a fan, like I said, I've said my 2 cents and I've said my piece about how I feel as a fan because I already know, she's still gonna have haters here and there, but whatever, Aaliyah fans, we're gonna drag that behind anyway. So we're like, hey, you can say what you want to say about her, but she still is relevant, and the artists that you're listening to now, they have said they have loved her music. They're inspired by her. They're very like, her music really like inspired them to make the music that they're making now. So it's really ironic, funny to me, like how some of her haters, they can say all they want to say. They can say she ain't this and that, but I mean, okay, cool. She's still, like I said, people's names. She still is being mentioned. She's still, like I said, I just feel like as a fan, I'm at a point where it's like I'm just appreciating my artists. Period. I'm appreciating their music, and I live for a perfect example. I think that this is something I can look at and be like, yeah, it's bittersweet, but I still appreciate her for just being herself and what she's done for music, and I appreciate like her music being like that great, that good, because I really listen to her a lot and other artists like that I listen to as well, because her music, man, I mean, she was a way ahead of her time with her music, like the production, a lot of the versatility. She was like a chameleon, really. You could never really put her in a box, and I really push and I encourage other artists to do the same thing. Like, don't be afraid to test the waters with your music, and that's what she did. She wasn't afraid to try different like sounds with her music, working with different producers. That's why her lane in music is like really, she set herself apart from everybody else, which is a great thing, because just the way how her appeal, she was like tomboy and feminine, girly, and then she had like a badass inner, like, she was like that edgy, that mystique, and that mysterious, just everything about her was like fresh and edgy, and just something different and completely unique. So like I said, this is a great it's been a great year for Aaliyah fans. I have to be honest, it's another great year for Aaliyah fans, because like I said, we had last year the Mac collection, and we've also have not had some great years, but I'm going to focus on the great years and positivity, because you know what, it goes to show you how dedicated the fans are, and people being able to see, like even the younger generation who may not know Aaliyah or wasn't exposed to her music, but they can see, oh, like, oh, who is this chick? What did she do? And then they look back at what she did and what she's done in music in her career. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. She was very, herself. She was, popular in the 90s up into the early 2000s with her music. She's been in a couple of films, so it's really cool to see, like, even though an artist is not here with us today, we still get to see the impact that he or she has, or we get to still see like that presence of like, oh snap, this artist did this. But all I gotta say is this is really great. I'm really glad that the wax figure came out to be great, perfect. It's perfect in my eyes. I think that this is really, really good. Shout out to Team Aaliyah. I know y'all, I know all of us as a fan base, we go all the way for this girl, because she's still in our hearts, and her music will always be cherished and last forever. So yeah, guys, so that's all I gotta say. I love the wax figure. Mudam Tussauds, they did a great job. Shout out to Rashad. I know your sister's looking down on you, because I know. So yeah, so guys, don't be afraid to like, share, comment, subscribe down below. Don't be afraid to hit that notification bell. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. As always, your girl, stay tuned on the next episode of Kip Since 92 Dragon Ball Z narrator reference. Peace. Bye bye.